There's a voice inside of you that has always been there. It doesn't shout. It doesn't demand. It whispers softly, patiently, waiting for you to listen, but most of us never do. Why? Because we are surrounded by noise, notifications, deadlines, arguments, streaming videos, news headlines, more messages, more stimulation, more everything. And yet, the universe does not speak in volume. It speaks in vibration, in stillness, in the quiet moments where all the distractions fall away. Something incredible happens. You begin to hear again, not with your ears, but with your being. That is where connection begins. If you want to truly connect with the universe, the first step is not about doing. It's about stopping. It's about slowing down enough to notice what's already here. In stillness, your breath becomes your guide. You don't have to be a monk. You don't have to sit cross-legged for hours. You just have to pause. Feel the inhale. Feel the exhale. Let everything else fade. Start with 60 seconds. Just 1 minute of doing absolutely nothing. Close your eyes. Breathe. Let the thoughts come, but don't follow them. Don't fight them either. Let them float past like clouds. That moment of space, however small, is a doorway. The more often you return to it, the wider the door opens. You'll notice something strange at first. You might feel restless, anxious, like you're wasting time. That's just a detox. You're breaking the addiction to overstimulation. And that's powerful, because silence isn't empty. It's full of answers, of clarity, of guidance. If you've been asking the universe for sign, for direction, for purpose, but feel like nothing's showing up, chances are you're just too busy to hear it. Your nervous system is a tuning fork. When it's overwhelmed, it buzzes with static. But in stillness, it begins to harmonize. Your body relaxes. Your intuition strengthens. You start to feel what's right, what's aligned, what's yours to follow. Create sacred space for stillness in your daily life. This doesn't mean building an altar or making it dramatic. It could be turning your phone off for 10 minutes before bed, sitting by a window in the morning with a cup of tea, taking a silent walk with no podcast, no music, no phone, just your footsteps and the wind. Nature is stillness in motion. When you spend time in it, you start to match its rhythm. Trees don't rush. Rivers don't apologize for their pace. The sun rises slowly, sets gently. The moon glows in silence, and all of it continues without a single word. That is the language of the universe. Try watching a sunset without taking a picture. Try lying under the stars without needing to label a single constellation. Just be. That kind of presence opens your perception. Your senses become sharper. You begin to notice the synchronicities, the tiny nudges, the inner yes and no. Silence doesn't mean absence. It means presence, real presence, where you're not reacting but receiving. And in that receiving, something begins to shift. Your mind doesn't race as fast. Your breath deepens. You start to remember that you're not separate from the universe. You are in it, of it, a part of it, always have been. Stillness is not about escape. It's not about hiding from the world. It's about meeting the world from a place of inner peace. It's about clearing the fog so you can walk with more clarity, more strength, and more purpose. If you want to hear the universe, turn down the volume on everything else. Turn inward. Listen, not with effort, but with openness. You don't need a guru. You don't need a ritual. You just need a moment, one deep breath, one quiet pause, and then another, day by day. The connection grows not from striving, but from returning again and again to the still point inside you. That's where the Real signal comes through. That's where the noise ends and the knowing begins. Words are not just sounds. They are frequencies, vibrations that ripple through the air, through time, through the fabric of reality. When you speak, you send signals. And those signals are received by your body, by your mind, by the universe itself. So often, we think of the universe as something outside of us, something distant. But it is listening, always, and it responds best when we are clear, direct, and honest. If you want to connect with the universe, speak to it. Say what you want. Say what you need. Say it out loud, not just in your head, not just in passing thoughts. Speak it with presence. Speak it with heart. There is power in the spoken word. Ancient cultures knew this. In Egypt, in Tibet, in Africa, in indigenous ceremonies around the world, speech was sacred. Words were not thrown around casually. They were spells, prayers, keys, because each word carries a signature, a pattern. And when spoken with intention, that pattern shapes your path. You don't have to perform a ritual. You don't have to light candles unless you want to. What matters most is that your words are real, not forced, not wishful thinking, but grounded truths spoken into space. Start with something simple. I am ready to grow. I want to heal. I am open to change. I am calling in peace. I want to meet the right people. I'm willing to let go. Let it be true. Let it be yours. And say it with feeling. When you speak out loud, something clicks. You hear yourself. You witness your desire. It stops being just a thought. It becomes a declaration. And that declaration carries weight. Clarity is key. Vague intentions lead to vague results. The universe doesn't judge, but it does respond to precision. If you say, I want to be happy, that's a start. But what does happiness mean to you? Is it freedom? Is it love? Is it purpose? Be honest with yourself. Try this. The next time you're alone, find a quiet place. Stand or sit still. Take a few deep breaths. Place your hand on your heart or your belly. Then say out loud what you truly want. Not what you think you should want. Not what others expect. What you want. It may feel strange at first. You might feel silly or even emotional. That's okay. That's your truth surfacing. Let it come. Let it be heard. And then listen. Listen to how your body reacts. Do you feel tension? Do you feel relief? Do you feel excited? That reaction tells you something. It tells you how aligned your words are with your deeper self. You can also write your intentions. Journaling is a powerful tool. When you write, your thoughts slow down. Your desires become tangible. And the act of writing becomes a form of anchoring, rooting your intention into the physical world. Speak and write regularly. Not obsessively, not like a to-do list, but like a conversation. You are co-creating with the universe. That means being in dialogue. Ask questions out loud. Then pause. Wait. You might not hear an answer right away, but keep listening. Life will speak back. Through people, through signs, through opportunities, through feelings. Another tool is affirmations. These are not just positive phrases. They are frequencies. Saying, I am enough. Every morning can shift your whole day. Saying, I trust the process in times of fear can rewire your nervous system. The key is not to fake it, but to feel it. And if you don't feel it yet, that's okay. Say it anyway. Let the words become seeds. Over time, with repetition and sincerity, they grow roots. Avoid negative affirmations. Your words shape your reality. Saying things like, I'm always unlucky or nothing works out for me reinforces those outcomes. Change the script. Even if it's hard, say, I'm learning to trust, or I'm getting stronger, or better days are coming. Intentions are not demands. They are invitations. They open space. They tell the universe, I'm ready, and that readiness creates movement. One more thing, speak with gratitude. Say thank you, not just when things go right, but in advance. Thank you for guiding me. Thank you for the lessons. Thank you for the unseen help. Gratitude opens your energy. It signals trust. And trust is magnetic. When you speak your truth clearly, you start to live more clearly. You make choices that align with what you've spoken. You walk paths that match your vibration. And the universe listens, not because it's far away, but because it's inside you, all around you, responding to every signal you send. So speak. Say what you mean. Let your voice be a beacon. Let it carry your energy into the field. Let your words be a bridge between where you are and where you're going. And remember, the clearer you speak, the clearer the path becomes. Life is not random. Beneath the surface of daily events, behind the coincidences and chance encounters, there's a rhythm, a hidden choreography. The universe is always in motion, and sometimes it leaves fingerprints. These fingerprints are called synchronicities. They are meaningful coincidences, moments where things align in such a specific, often surprising way that it feels like something beyond chance is at play. A song plays with lyrics that answer the question you just asked. You think of someone and they suddenly message you. You're considering a new direction in life, and the same symbol keeps appearing everywhere. These are not accidents. They are signs, glimpses into the deeper intelligence of the universe, nudging you, confirming you're on the right path, or guiding you to adjust your course. But here's the truth. If you're not paying attention, you'll miss them. Synchronicities don't scream. They whisper. And the key to experiencing more of them is not to try and control them, but to become more aware. Start with presence. Are you actually seeing what's happening around you? Or are you scrolling, distracted, rushing from one moment to the next? The more present you are, the more patterns you start to notice. The more open you are, the more connections become visible. The universe speaks in symbols. It doesn't always use words. Instead, it weaves together a web of experiences, emotions, numbers, names, and images, each with potential meaning. Maybe you keep seeing the number 1111. Maybe butterflies keep showing up at key moments. Maybe you hear the same phrase 3 times in one day. These moments are invitations. They're not random. They're saying, pay attention. But observing synchronicity isn't just about looking outward. It's also about tuning inward. When something strange or perfectly timed happens, pause. Ask yourself, how does this feel? What was I just thinking about? What question was I holding? That's the real magic. The synchronicity itself may be small, but the meaning behind it is personal. It's about what it stirs in you. Start keeping a synchronicity journal. It doesn't have to be fancy. Just write down the odd alignments you notice, the repeating symbols, the perfect timing, the uncanny messages. Over time, patterns will emerge. You'll start to see the invisible thread connecting it all. You'll also start trusting more. Trust is essential. The more you believe that life is responding to you, the more you'll experience that responsiveness. It's not about forcing signs or obsessively looking for meaning in everything. That leads to confusion. It's about staying curious and aware. Let go of the need for every sign to make sense immediately. Sometimes a message unfolds later. Sometimes it's just a gentle reminder that you're not alone, that something larger is walking with you. Here's the shift. Instead of saying that's weird, start saying that's aligned. Shift from disbelief to dialogue. The more you recognize synchronicities, the more they show up, not because they weren't there before, but because you're finally attuned. Some synchronicities are directional. They point you toward something, a decision, a relationship, a new path. Others are confirmations, a way of the universe saying, yes, keep going. And some are just encouragement, proof that your thoughts are powerful, that your energy is felt. When you feel doubt, when life feels disconnected, ask for a sign, not with desperation, but with openness. Say, universe, if I'm meant to continue this path, show me something, surprise me, then release the outcome. Don't chase, just stay open. The sign will come, often in the most unexpected form. And don't forget, synchronicities also happen through people. A stranger's comment, a friend recommending exactly what you needed, a conversation that shifts your mood. People are vessels for universal messages. Another way to engage is through dreams. Dreams are a playground for symbolism. Start recording them. Sometimes they're just processing noise, but often they carry guidance, especially when recurring. Animals, too, are messengers. Different animals carry different energies across cultures. If one keeps appearing to you, whether in life, images, or thoughts, look up its symbolic meaning. Reflect on how it applies to your current phase. But the most important part of observing synchronicities is humility. These signs are not about ego. They're not proof that you're special. They're proof that you're connected, that you are part of a web of meaning, intention, and grace. They remind you that your inner world and the outer world are not separate. Your thoughts, feelings, and energy send out waves. And the universe responds, not always how you expect, but always in truth. Synchronicities teach us to trust life, to stay soft in the unknown, to follow the thread of meaning, even when logic says otherwise. When you start seeing life this way, everything changes. The world becomes alive, interactive, full of hidden depth, and your journey becomes richer, more guided, more inspired. So open your eyes, slow down, notice what repeats, what stands out, what calls your attention. That's the universe knocking. Let it in. You were never meant to control everything. That idea that if you just plan harder, work more, or think ahead enough, you'll finally feel safe is an illusion. The truth is, life doesn't unfold on your timeline. The universe doesn't move by force. It moves by rhythm. And rhythm requires space. One of the greatest acts of connection with the universe is surrender. Not giving up, but letting go. There's a difference. Surrender is not passive. It doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you release your grip on how things should go and make room for how they could go better than you imagined. Control is born from fear. The fear of the unknown. The fear of loss. The fear that if you stop pushing, everything will fall apart. But here's the paradox. The more you try to control, the more disconnected you become from others, from yourself, from the flow of life. To connect with the universe, you must learn the art of trusting the process while staying fully engaged in it. This is co-creation. Imagine holding a bird in your hands. If you squeeze too tightly, you harm it. If you open your hands completely, it flies away. But if you gently hold it, allowing it to rest while still feeling your support, that's balance. That's how your relationship with the universe should feel. So, what does this look like in real life? It starts with intention. Set your direction. Know what you want to grow into. Maybe it's more peace. Maybe it's purpose. Maybe it's a career shift, a relationship, or healing. Be honest about it. That's the engaged part. You are an active participant in your life. But after you set the intention, release the demand for how it must look. Let go of the need to control every detail, every step, every outcome. This doesn't mean sitting back and doing nothing. Action is still required, but action without attachment. You take the step, and then you let the results unfold. You show up, and then you let the energy respond. That's how the universe works best, not under pressure, but in partnership. This principle shows up in nature constantly. A seed doesn't force itself to become a tree. It simply follows its code. It opens, it roots, it reaches, it receives sun, rain, soil. The process is alive, but never rushed, never forced. Apply this to your own path. Do the work, yes. Show up prepared. But then allow the timing, the people, the opportunities to meet you. Not everything needs to be figured out today. You're not late. You're not behind. You are unfolding. When you hold on too tightly to control, you often block better outcomes. The universe may have something more fitting, more aligned, more expansive for you. But if your mind is rigid, you won't be able to see it. Think of times in your life when things didn't go as planned and it turned out better. When delays led to breakthroughs. When rejections were actually redirections. That's not coincidence. That's intelligence. That's alignment. Letting go also means letting go of stories. Stories that say, it has to happen this way. I must have this job. I need this person. If it doesn't happen by this time, I failed. These are limits. And the universe doesn't operate in limits. It operates in expansion. You may not get what you want the way you expect, but you will get what you need to evolve. And often, what you need leads to something even greater. Here's a practice. When you feel yourself clenching, your jaw, your fists, your thoughts, pause. Breathe. Say out loud, I don't know how, but I trust. Repeat it. Let it wash over your nervous system. It's a soft command to your body to release. Another practice. Visualize placing your worries into the hands of the universe. Literally imagine a pair of hands taking the weight from you. Let them hold what you can't. This isn't fantasy. It's energetic release. And it creates room for new energy to move in. The key is balance. Stay engaged. Keep showing up. Keep listening. But stop trying to micromanage the universe. You are not here to control the river. You are here to learn how to swim with it, to trust its current, to let it carry you when the path disappears beneath your feet. Letting go is not failure. It's faith. Faith in something bigger. Faith that there's an order beyond your mind's capacity to understand. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is stop pushing. Sometimes progress looks like rest, like stepping back, like trusting that what's meant for you is already finding its way. So let go, not from defeat, but from alignment. Let go with open hands. Let go with curiosity. Let go knowing that surrender is not the end of effort. It's the beginning of flow, and in that flow, you will find your place, your peace, your path. Before cities, before screens, before language itself, there was the earth, there was the sky, there was water, fire, air, and stone. These weren't just resources to ancient people. They were sacred, alive, teachers, messengers, mirrors. To connect with the universe is to reconnect with these primal forces. Because the universe doesn't only speak through visions or feelings. It also speaks through creation, through what you can touch, feel, breathe, and stand upon. Nature is not just a background to your life. It is life. And the more time you spend with it, the more your internal rhythm aligns with the rhythm of everything around you. Start with the simplest truth. You are made of the elements. Your body is over 60% water. Your breath is air. Your bones are minerals. Your warmth is fire. And your life is rooted in earth. You are not separate from nature. You are nature. And when you remember that, something shifts. A clarity returns. A peace reawakens. Spend time in nature, not for exercise, not for social media, but for communion. Let it be a form of prayer, of remembering. A walk in the woods is more than just fresh air. It's an energetic reset. Your body knows how to sync with the forest. Your heart knows how to beat with the ocean's pulse. Let it start with the earth, soil, stone, mountains. Ground yourself, literally. Take off your shoes. Let your bare feet touch the ground. This is called grounding or earthing. And it's not a spiritual trick. It's an ancient truth supported even by science. When you connect your body to the earth, your nervous system calms. Your energy balances. You feel safer, stronger, more rooted. Touch trees. Sit on the grass. Garden if you can. Earth teaches patience, endurance, strength without noise. Then there is water, the great cleanser. Rivers, lakes, oceans, rain. Water carries memory. Emotion, flow. Being near water helps you release, helps you surrender, helps you soften. When you're overwhelmed, take a bath. Let the water hold you. If you're near a body of water, sit quietly. Listen. Let its movement show you how to move through your own life. With ease, with rhythm, without forcing. Drink water with presence. Offer gratitude for it. Speak your worries to it. Yes, literally. And imagine them dissolving into the stream. Next is fire, the force of transformation. Fire is sacred. It burns what no longer serves. It warms. It lights the way. Even a candle can shift the energy of a room. Spend time with fire mindfully. Watch it flicker. Notice how it dances. Feel its heat. Let it awaken your inner passion, your will, your clarity. If you're holding on to old energy, write it down on a piece of paper. Burn it. Let the flame release what you're ready to shed. Fire doesn't ask permission. It clears the way. It invites rebirth. And then there's air, the breath, the wind, the unseen messenger. You're always breathing, but are you aware of it? Conscious breathing is one of the fastest ways to reconnect with yourself, with the moment, with the universe. Step outside and feel the breeze. Let it move across your skin. Imagine it carrying away your thoughts. Use your breath to reset. Slow inhale, slow exhale. Air is life. Air is presence. Every breath is proof that you are here and that life is still flowing through you. And remember, the elements don't act alone. They work together. Earth holds. Water heals. Fire clears. Air awakens. When you consciously engage with them, you realign your own system. Your energy becomes more coherent, more alive, more in tune. You can create small rituals with the elements. Nothing complex, just honest. Light a candle with intention. Stand in the rain and let it wash you. Watch the sunrise in silence. Lay on the earth and say thank you. These acts are simple, but they open the heart. They bring you back. Nature also teaches cycles. The moon waxes and wanes. The seasons change. Nothing blooms all the time. And that's a reminder for you. Rest is part of life. Death leads to rebirth. You don't have to be on every moment. The universe doesn't ask that of you. It asks for presence, for participation, for harmony. When you're lost, go outside. When you're numb, go outside. When you feel disconnected from everything, nature will remind you that you belong. You always have. Even if you live in a city, find a park, a tree, a patch of sky. Touch it, listen, offer your presence, and it will respond. The universe speaks loudest through its own creation. And when you deepen your relationship with the elements, you stop feeling like a separate piece. You start feeling like a part of the whole. That is true connection. That is where all lives. That is where guidance flows. So come back to the basics. Earth, water, fire, air. Let them show you the way. Let them restore what you've forgotten. Let them speak, not to your mind, but to your soul. Because when you reconnect with nature, you reconnect with everything. The deepest connection to the universe begins with one thing: love. Not romantic love, not idealized love, but loving awareness. A presence that sees, accepts, and embraces what is without judgment, without resistance. It is the way the universe holds all things, through compassion, through understanding, through presence. You cannot fully connect to the universe if you are at war with yourself. You cannot receive clarity, peace, or guidance while drowning in shame, anger, or harsh self-criticism. Loving awareness is the foundation. It is a frequency that allows all other forms of connection to rise and stabilize. But let's be honest, most of us are not taught how to love ourselves. We learn to perform, to earn love by being good enough, smart enough, attractive enough, productive enough. And when we fall short, we turn that pressure inward. The voice in our head becomes cruel, unforgiving, and the more we reject parts of ourselves, the more disconnection we feel. The universe mirrors this inner state. If your inner world is full of conflict, the outer world often reflects confusion, resistance, and isolation. But when you begin to meet yourself with love, not as a reward, but as a right, something changes. Your energy softens. Your perception clears. Your ability to receive expands. So what is loving awareness? It is the simple, radical act of being kind to yourself. In your thoughts, in your actions, in your presence. It starts with noticing how you speak to yourself. When you make a mistake, do you call yourself stupid? When you're tired, do you push harder instead of resting? When you feel something uncomfortable, do you judge yourself for not being more evolved? Every time you do, you block the flow. You constrict your field. You turn away from yourself. Loving awareness means turning toward yourself, even in the mess, especially in the mess. When you feel anxious, pause. Place your hand over your heart. Take a deep breath. Say, it's okay. I'm here. I've got you. When you feel shame or regret, instead of spiraling into blame, say, I'm learning. I forgive myself. I can try again. These are not just nice words. They're medicine. They shift your chemistry. They open your heart. They realign your field. And when your heart is open, the universe can enter. Loving awareness is also about how you treat others. The universe flows through every being. Every person you meet carries a piece of it. So the way you respond to them is a reflection of your own connection. This doesn't mean tolerating disrespect. It doesn't mean pretending everything is okay. It means choosing kindness over judgment, presence over reaction, curiosity over assumption. When someone is difficult, try seeing the pain behind their words. When someone succeeds, celebrate instead of compare. When someone is suffering, don't rush to fix. Just be there. Witnessing someone with compassion is one of the most powerful energies you can offer. And remember, boundaries are an act of love too. Saying no when you need to. protecting your energy, choosing spaces that nourish you. You are not required to stay where your soul feels small. Loving awareness honors both softness and strength. One powerful practice is metta or loving kindness meditation. You sit quietly and repeat phrases like, "May I be safe. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease." Then you send those wishes to others. First someone you love, then someone neutral, then someone you struggle with, and finally, to all beings. You don't need to believe the words right away. Just speak them. Let them work on your system. Over time, they soften the walls you built. They bring you back into connection. The more you live from loving awareness, the more aligned your life becomes. You start to attract people who match your heart. You start to experience situations that reflect grace, not because everything becomes perfect, but because your perception shifts. You stop seeing life as something to survive and start seeing it as something sacred. And love doesn't mean perfection. It means presence. You will still have hard days. You will still fall. But with loving awareness, you rise differently. You rise with gentleness, with wisdom, with an open hand, not a clenched fist. The universe does not need you to be flawless. It needs you to be real, awake, kind. When you embody loving awareness, you tune to the highest frequency, and in that frequency, guidance becomes clearer, signs appear more often, support flows more freely. Love is the language the universe understands best. Speak it to yourself, to others, in your choices, in your silence, in the way you breathe and walk and respond. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to meet each moment with more heart than fear, more softness than control, more presence than performance. That is the true connection. That is a divine thread that links everything and everyone, and it lives in you, always has. So return to love, return to compassion, return to presence. Practice it again and again until it becomes your natural state. Because when you live from loving awareness, the universe doesn't just surround you, it moves through you.